Good morning, dear students. Welcome to the virtual class. Today, we are going to start the new chapter of history. This is chapter number 8, Women and Reform. In this chapter, we are going to cover the following topics: the Indian society in 19th century, status of women in British India, role of 19th century reformers, and women reformers of 19th century. Starting from the book, page number 64. The 19th century was a period of great transformation in India. Many things were going around. The position of the females during that time was worst. The introduction of the Western education brought a new stream of consciousness. The inculcation of the Western education was must because India was going through a bad phase. The exposure to a new set of values, beliefs inspired by humanism. You can see the word humanism highlighted with the yellow color. It means the prime importance of the human goals. Human beings को सबसे ज़्यादा prime importance देना. Rationalism means principles of basic opinion. Basic opinion हमारा किसी भी चीज़ को लेके basic setup क्या है. Prompted them to identify the social inequalities persistent in their surroundings and fight against them. Most of these reforms had some common goals such as the spread of education. The spread of education was must so that the people get educated about the ill effects. The education was must to educate them about the importance of women's education, the position of the women in the society. The women emancipation, eradication of the caste system. The caste system was very much rigid at that time. The condition of women in 19th century India was very different from what it is today. Today, the women are free in India. They're free to do anything. But at that time, it was worst. Females were not given preferences. They would neither spend school nor go to claim any rights over the property. Instead, they were considered as a burden. If the girl child is born in any family, it is considered as a burden. No education was given to them. Even they are not allowed to go outside, which had to be taken care and then married off at the earliest opportunity. Many of them would become widows. Who is a widow? जिसके हस्बैंड की डेथ हो जाए उसको विडो बोलते हैं. And lived the remainder of their life in pitiful conditions. The conditions were very bad at that time. And the custom of polygamy, that means the practice of keeping more than a wife, was widely practiced. In some parts of the country, the custom of sati was also practiced. The custom of sati, that means the widow of the deceased was forced to immolate herself on the pyre of her husband. That means जब किसी विमेन का हस्बैंड की डेथ हो जाती थी और तब उनको उनके लास्ट राइट्स होते थे तो विमेंस को ये फोर्स किया जाता था कि वो भी उन्हीं के साथ जल जाएं और अपनी लाइफ को ख़त्म कर दें बिकॉज नाउ दे हैव नो राइट टू लिव बिकॉज देयर हस्बैंड हैज़ डाइड. ऑलराइट, इट वॉज वेरी वर्स्ट. So, continuing from the book, page number 65, this is working towards change. Why the change happened and who has made this change in the society to upgrade the life and status of the women. So, in beginning of the 19th century, emerged the culture of public debate and discussion. At that time, some of the people were educated and they wanted to upgrade the position of the women in the society. So, the idea of humanism and rationalism on the one hand, print revolution on the other, set stage for the development. कुछ ह्यूमैनिज्म, कुछ रेवोल्यूशनिज्म और कुछ लोगों के एजुकेशन की वजह से प्रिंट रेवोल्यूशन मीन्स न्यूज़पेपर्स में इसके बारे में आने लगा. देखिए, कॉन्टिन्यूइंग थ्रू न्यूज़पेपर, मैगजीन, पैम्फलेट्स एंड बुक, पीपल वर एबल टू पार्टिसिपेट. लोगों को पार्टिसिपेशन का मौका मिला और ये पता लगा कि विमेन की कंडीशंस को कैसे सुधारा जाए एज दे आर लिविंग अ वेरी पिटिफुल लाइफ. Most of the participants were members of the educated urban middle class. Educated urban middle class means जो अर्बन सेक्टर में रहते थे एंड मिडिल क्लास थे. दे वर नॉट वेरी रिच एंड नॉट वेरी पुअर. दे वर एजुकेटेड एंड दे मेड द चेंज ड्यूरिंग दैट पीरियड. उनको ऐसा लगा कि हमें एक ऐसा कैंपेन चलाना चाहिए, कुछ ऐसा करना चाहिए जिससे विमेंस की कंडीशन बेटर हो सके. Many of them felt that social change was necessary for bringing about the political change and thus directed their attention and energy to undertake large-scale social reforms. Alright, now I am going to introduce you with a person who has initiated this, one of the leading reformers, Raja Ram Mohan Roy. Raja Ram Mohan Roy was one of the earliest reformers who fought for social causes during this time. He believed that the best way to bring change was to pursue people to give up old practices. उन्हें ऐसा लगा अगर कुछ चेंज सोशली लेकर आना है मुझे तो ही हैज़ बिलीव कि लोगों को अपने पुराने ख्याल को और पुराने रिलीजन्स को बदलना होगा and to adopt a new way of life. Inspired by the ideals of the French Revolution, he supported the spread of Western education. राजा राम मोहन राय को ये लगा कि अगर वेस्टर्न एजुकेशन को हमने लोगों तक पहुंचाया तो उनको इस बारे में एजुकेशन मिलेगा कि हम लोग कितना गलत कर रहे हैं विमेन के साथ और उनकी फ़िलॉसफी को चेंजेस लाना बहुत ज़रूरी है. So, he believed that contact with Western ideas and philosophy would bring equality and freedom in the Indian society. Continuing from the book, page number 65. Abolition of sati. I have already told you what is sati. Sati system was prevalent in many parts of India. As per the sati system, the widow of the deceased was forced to immolate herself on the pyre of her husband. This was only Raja Ram Mohan Roy who was one of the most pronounced voices against gender inequality. कैंपेन थ्रू आउट इंडिया उन्होंने इंडिया के अलग अलग पार्ट्स में जाके कैंपेनिंग करी, रिवोल्ट किया इस चीज़ को लेकर कि ये बहुत गलत प्रथा है, दिस हैज़ टू बी चेंज्ड and put a ban on the practice. Well versed in many languages, he was well versed in many languages. Raja Ram Mohan Roy tried to convince people that the ancient Indian scriptures in Hinduism did not approve the custom of sati. He said कि हमारे रिलीजन में, हिंदुज़म में और स्क्रिप्चर्स में जितनी भी बुक्स पुरानी लिखी है उसमें कहीं भी मेंशन नहीं है जिसमें कस्टम ऑफ सती को प्रोवोक किया जाए या फॉलो किया जाए. दिस वॉज वेरी पावरफुल अप्रोच टू एलिवेट सोसाइटी फ्रॉम सोशल लेवल्स. So, during the 19th century, the British also started criticizing the Indian customs. ब्रिटिशर्स को भी लगने लगा कि ये लोग कितनी गलत तरीके से अपने यहाँ की इंडियन वुमेन्स को ट्रीट करते हैं. सो फाइनली at last, Governor General William Bentinck took the initiative to pass a law. He passed a law in 1829 which abolished the sati system. Page number 66. This is widow remarriage. For a woman in 19th century, embracing death on the pyre of husband was not only horror in her life. Obviously, it is very much difficult and horrifying when you think that the already your husband has died and you have to die with him only. It is very horrifying. Widows who were allowed to live were forced into a life of deprivation and suffering. और अगर कोई सती प्रथा फॉलो नहीं करती थी विमेन तो उसकी लाइफ ऑलरेडी हेल हो जाती थी बिकॉज वो ऑलरेडी इतनी सफरिंग्स को फेस करती थी. वो किसी भी फैमिली सेलिब्रेशंस, किसी भी चीज़ में, किसी भी सेलिब्रेशन में पार्टिसिपेट नहीं कर सकती थी. उनको ऐसा ट्रीट किया जाता था दैट ये जो हैं इल इफ़ेक्ट लाएंगी हमारी लाइफ में क्योंकि उनके साथ खुद के साथ अच्छा नहीं हुआ है. So, Raja Ram Mohan Roy tried to influence public opinion in favor of widow remarriage. एक बार अगर विडो हो गए उसके बाद आप एक पिटीफुल लाइफ जियो, आपसे कोई nobody would talk to you properly, nobody will treat you properly, is a living hell. So it was this great man Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar. You seeing the picture in your book also. He is a great man. He revolted against this and he supported widow remarriage. In fact, इस लॉ को लाने के लिए इन्होंने अपने खुद के बेटे को प्रोवोक किया था कि वो किसी विडो से मैरिज कर लें एंड इट हैपेंड इन रियलिटी. Chief proponent of this cause were Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, who, like Ram Mohan Roy, quoted scriptures to prove that widow remarriage was not against the tradition of Hindu religion. So, in 1856, Widow Remarriage Act was passed. In fact, Vidyasagar arranged for his own son to marry a widow. Those who were against widow remarriage boycotted him. However, he never bowed down to the social pressure. वो नहीं झुके थे हमारी समाज की प्रथा के आगे और उन्होंने इस चीज़ को आगे बढ़ाया था और इससे सपोर्ट किया था कि विडो मैरिज होना चाहिए. ऑल राइट, देन continuing, by the mid 19th century, mid part था तब 19th century का, the movement in support of widow remarriage spread in other parts of the country. widow remarriage का जो लॉ था वो अदर कंट्रीज़ में भी जाके अप्लाई होने लगा. then the प्रार्थना समाज in Maharashtra. So the picture you're seeing at the screen is of Pratna Samaj in Maharashtra organized a movement in support of widow remarriage which was initiated by Mahadev Govind Ranade. और ये जिनके आप नाम देख रहे हैं डॉक्टर आत्माराम पांडुके, इनका बहुत बड़ा रोल है विडो रीमैरिज के एक्ट में. All right. Then, while in North India, Dayanand Saraswati, the founder of Arya Samaj, emerged as a strong supporter of widow remarriage. Continuing from the book, the next topic is fight against the child marriage. It was also a big evil in our society at that time during the mid 19th century. Child marriage was another issue of the debate. A host of reformers spoke against the custom of marrying of girls at an early age, at the age of 7 8 they get married. द ब्रह्मो समाज इन बंगाल, द प्रार्थना समाज इन महाराष्ट्र, ये अलग अलग समाज की जो स्थापना हुई थी इन इवल्स को हटाने के लिए, आई एम नेमिंग देम. एंड मैनी अदर इंडिविजुअल रिफॉर्मर्स, आपको पता ही है, राजा राममोहन राय, वीर सलिंगनम, ज्योतिराव फूले, ट्राई टू मेक पीपल अवेयर ऑफ दिस सोशल इविल. हाउएवर देयर जॉब वाज नॉट ईजी. ऑब्वियसली जो चीज़ हमारे कल्चर में और करी जा रही है, उसको कंटिन्यू करा जा रहा है, उसके अगेंस्ट में बोलना बहुत मुश्किल है. So I am going to introduce you to Behramji Malabari. The picture at the screen you're seeing of Behramji Malabari was a Parsi reformer, was a pioneer in moving the age of consent bill in 1891. इन्होंने एज ऑफ कंसेंट मांगा था गवर्नमेंट से कि हमें गर्ल्स की एज बढ़ा देनी चाहिए मैरिज की. सो एट द एज ऑफ कंसेंट फॉर गर्ल्स वॉज इंक्रीज टू 12 ईयर्स. सोचिए 12 ईयर्स तक बढ़ा दी गई थी. पहले 7 to 8 ईयर्स में गर्ल्स की मैरिज हो जाती थी. इट इज़ सो हॉरिफाइंग एंड वेरी बैड. However, towards the end of the 19th century, the British government became reluctant to interfere with the social customs of Indians. ब्रिटिश गवर्नमेंट बहुत ज़्यादा स्ट्रॉन्ग हो गए थे और उन्होंने इंडियन कल्चर में इंटरफेयर करना स्टार्ट कर दिया था कि दैट यू आर डूइंग रॉन्ग. एंड इट वॉज ओनली 1929, 19 बिग गैप, 1891 में बिल जो है शो करा गया था कि इसको ऐसा होना चाहिए था, एज लिमिट को बढ़ाना चाहिए, चेंजेस लाने चाहिए. एंड इट केम इनटू फोर्स इन 1929 दैट द चाइल्ड रीमैरिज रिस्ट्रेंट एक्ट वाज पास्ड विच रेज द एज कंसेंट फॉर गर्ल्स टू 14. 12 से 14 हो गया था. So we have completed till the fight against the child marriage. You can go through the chapter. We'll discuss any problem there in our Zoom class. In my next video, we'll be continuing from education of women. Thank you.